How do you predict how long a Broadway show is going to last? Turns out the answer is, on average, a Broadway show will run as long as it has already run. So if it has already run 10 years, it'll run another 10 years. If it's only run 10 days, on average, it's going to run another 10 days. And this, which Nassim Nicolas Taleb talks about in his book Antifragile, he calls the Lindy effect. And it is why we tend to remember older things as better. It's not because they're inherently better. In fact, as G.K. Chesterton said, and I agree, I think with time we tend to get better at making things as we have more examples to build on. But it's that we forget all the awful stuff from further back, and the further back we go, the more mediocre stuff we forget. And so I'm not someone who is prescriptive like you should read old stuff first, but I have actually started using it as a filter myself. So I'm going to make a video on this NPR list of the best books of the last decade. I tried reading at some point and my reaction to that. But one of the issues is they had books that were in brand new series and the series weren't finished or were bad series. And that experience got me to a point where I'm like, I am not going to read books that are newer than 15 years old unless they are by an author I already like or they come strongly recommended by a person or a writer I already like. And that has dramatically reduced the number of books I read that are wasting my time. And it doesn't mean that, again, I don't think this means older stuff is better. Again, it's a filter for we're remembering the better stuff from older times. And future video, I'm going to talk about the idea of great books because I'm noticing as I've been making videos, YouTube has started aggressively recommending me videos on this. And I think that makes sense. There's kind of an overlap. Like my approach is consistent with the liberal education idea of great books, but it's also, as a prescriptive thing, I don't really agree with that fully, and I'll have a video on that in the future, but I do think it is true that as a filter, stuff that is older and we still remember is more likely to be valuable. Another thing about it I will mention, though, is that I've noticed often stuff that we've mostly forgotten can still be valuable because the filter, like, it has to pass through every generation as this is worth doing. And so a lot of stuff that we've forgotten within the last 50 to few hundred years, but people at the time knew and talked about, is still worthwhile. It's just often they had ideas that were counterintuitive to the people of either that generation or the one after. Anyways, just wanted to talk about this quickly. It's one of, again, two easy to extract ideas from this book. The other stuff in this book is also useful, but it's harder to explain in a very short video. So thank you for watching. I'm Magpie, and I'll see y'all in the next one.